IT is so exciting at ASCP is we are doing cutting edge things with ChatGPT, and we are making sure the fax server doesn't go down. You can't have a more diverse portfolio of tech. We don't have any more 3-line Motorola pagers left that are in active use. So, but we still do support a lot of faxing. It's unbelievable, really.
Sunset pagers, but kept the fax online. I love it.
Yeah. I think to me, it's a combination of 3 things. And one, it starts with the person. We spend time in strengths, the Clifton Strengths Finder, Gallup Strengths Finder. We want people to learn more about themselves and how they're wired and what their individual unique abilities are. And then also understand the talents, strengths, and unique abilities of those people around them. To understand that, yes, they have amazing gifts, but the whole, right, is greater than the sum of its parts. And so we spend time in strengths so that people can understand what they bring to the table and what someone perhaps from a different perspective or different role or different silo or different worldview or different job function brings to the table, and try and create that culture of mutual respect and trust, even though they're from very different, views of the problem or views of the puzzle or views of the opportunity. So, and then agile ways of working has helped a lot. Quite honestly, this idea that the goal is for the health and growth and ease of the customer, whether that's internal or external staff, this not resenting feedback. I think I'm old enough, again, that we were all trained in school that the end user was wrong, and our life would be a lot easier if we could just do what we needed to do, and the end user would just deal with it, right? That's kind of an old school mentality. And I think agile ways of working, lowercase a, is about welcoming feedback, welcoming them to the process, getting buy-in along the way. I like to say that if the ideal state doesn't fit on one piece of paper, we shouldn't do the project. And then the third thing, Gretchen, we just model that behavior. We put other people around them and they get to see how it's done. We get, whether it's a business analyst or a product owner, those are usually the titles, but we get people who are more experienced in that EQ, right? That empathy and expertise, to show the other people that didn't come naturally to them. That's not how they were raised. That's not how they were affirmed. That's not how they were bonused, right? That's IT people for a long time have been bonused for just staying in their lane and doing their work and then handing it back.
Right.
And that's not how we can affirm and bonus our people here. It has to be about being a part of the customer journey and experience, and being excellent technically, right? We're not apologizing for bad tech. We want excellent tech. But I think those are the 3 things that we try and do the most to get that successful integration between IT and the business. But what we're trying to do is grow product owners on the business side of the fence. We're trying to get them to understand that they can really be the drivers with the adoption of their products and platforms. We'll make sure it's supported, scalable, secure, ready, affordable, right? There's a lot we can do in IT, but our best internal customers are the ones who, they don't call themselves a product owner. They're probably never going to have a job title as a product owner, but they're our best internal customers are the ones who embrace the 50%ness of the success of whatever it is we're doing. Yeah, that's a hard one for me because I live in the world of forgiveness and not permission. So, and I don't have a long runway on change, and it doesn't make me right and other people wrong. Some people move through the stages of change very quickly, and other people have deliberative and contemplative strengths, and so they need more time. And that's one of my blind sides, right? I used to work with a woman who said to me, "Hey, Ron, you look through rose-colored glasses, you miss a lot of the red flags." And I got to own that, right? So I think that fear is real, but I think it comes from a place of, we had to do these things. They weren't in our comfort zone. We had to do these things to protect the revenue streams. Now we maybe don't. And so I think people are trying to figure out what the new normal is. And I'll take good people over good process and good tech. So if good people go to a place that I wasn't a fan of, I'm now going to give that place a shot, because I believe it's people, process, technology.
Same.
So if good people go to a place that's like, really? I'll be like, yeah. And in fact, Jake and I were just talking about this at lunch. There's a vendor partner that I would not do work with anymore, except there's some new leadership there. And so I have an open mind again. Vendor partners don't like it when I ask them, where do you make your margin? And I'm asking that because I've been in their shoes and I just want to know. I don't want trade secrets. I don't want what their margin is. I don't want to know what they get paid. but I want to know, like, where are you adding value and where are you making your margin? And the vendor partners that talk about that model are a joy to work with, because we just understand, what can we do? What can you do? I'm offering this and you don't want to do it. And now I understand it's because that's where your margin is. Okay, I'll stop talking.
Right.
And I think there's some of that, again, is on us as CIOs to not be having the credibility card with our internal customers to say, change is going to be good. It's going to stink in the short run.
Yep.
The fact that all of our interconnects still look like a spider web when you draw it is a handcuff for us. And it's very odd to me that in 2023, we're still struggling with those two things. We're still struggling with the shift of the data to the center, and we're still struggling with the concepts of enterprise service bus as the backbone.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen help you are mentioning, if you can't draw it on one piece of paper with a crayon, we've started using diagramming a lot more to have, like you told me in words, now draw it. And when people start to draw it and they see it on paper, and I say you only have one piece of paper, and even if it's a really big piece of paper, that visual has helped us communicate either this is complicated, so here you go, Ben, fix that. Yep, you with your color markers.
I hand this to people who have a great idea, and I say, I am so excited about what that's going to do for our business. Can you take these and just draw that for me? Yeah. You take that and just draw that for me. Stick figures are welcome. There's no judgment, but could you? I'm so excited to help you. Could you just draw that for me? Many of us who tried to get into agile ways of working before the business understood what we were trying to do, minimum viable product got a bad name because we were so busy and so scatterbrained that what we ended up launching as MVP was minimum stuck with product for 2 years, right? So we didn't honor the agile concept of, we're going to get this in the hands of your customers. We're going to get feedback. We're going to listen and learn with you and make it better. We're like, okay, thank God this works and it's not broken. And now we're onto this other thing. And so, you know, we unintentionally gave agile ways of working and MVP a bad name.
Because like a phase 2, phase 3 with some clients, because it's kind of like, all right, we did the big thing. Now we can move on to the next thing. And it kind of speaks to something you mentioned earlier about when you were in customer success at Personify, making people or getting in there and telling and helping them use the system the way it was intended to be used.
Yeah, we have a saying, work with the willing, right? Just find people that understand, find people that share common goals, mutual respect and trust. Again, we have our shortcomings, we all, but again, that we go back to strengths, like understanding that I have strengths. Also, that means I have weaknesses. We're all a coin, right? So how do I partner up with people that have strengths I don't have so we can move forward? How can I find someone who sees it in a way that I don't see, that I respect, so I don't step in or stub my toe or bruise my forehead any more than I'm going to already? That feedback is hard for them if it looks like it's not done yet. And instead to realize, no, done 3 times, right, is a good thing. Iterative meaning, we say meaningful and noticeable improvement along the way. And I don't think enough of us have changed the way we affirm and support and structure our IT teams to embrace that iterative. We say iterative because it's a cool buzzword, but if to someone that has achiever as a strength, it can be very demoralizing to have the open items all the time. So the phrase at the top is, the diamond at the end is worth the pressure in the process. I want my team to know that every day. The diamond at the end is worth the pressure in the process.
Well, thanks for naming.
It's all about people, process, and technology, but why? It's a culture of proactive customer service excellence. That's what we're trying to build. And then my daughter was here last week and she wrote, I love my dad. Well, so these are my 3 favorite prompts. Can you see that?
It would be great if. There must be a better way too, and I do my best work when.
Yeah, so these are the 3 prompts that we use when we meet with internal staff, with our internal customers. We do what's called listening and learning sessions. And so those are the 3 prompts that we use to get them talking about how we can serve them better. The last one I have, which is kind of long, but this is, I want to go to the movies, but I have no money, so I can't go to the movie. So that's a defeatist mentality, and that's a model of scarcity, right? So then the other model is, I want to go to the movie and I have no money, so I'm going to fill in the blank. and then I can go to the movie. So that's an abundance mentality. It's still true. The truth is the same. I want to go to the movie and I have no money. That is true. But what are you going to do? Are you going to stay home? Or are you going to do something so that you can get the money to go to the movie? How badly do you want to go to the movie?
I'm ready.